Bum,
bum,
bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Ring. Not the greatest of bendies this morning on a
Oh,
Tuesday.
look at that.
Hey, we got
Rain.
rain. Look at that.
Rain. I didn't know it did.
That's very fitting on a day like this. Welcome to the Blue Review presented by LAX. I'm Marcus Grant alongside Greg Bergman and Parker Bell. On a day where the Dodgers sort of licking their wounds after a tough walk-off loss to the Colorado Rockies, 4-3, the final score. We will get into that. I'm sure a lot of it will be centered on right field and the defense being played, or maybe in some cases not played out there. But we'll dive into that. And
we'll dive into that. That's for sure.
In the meantime, would
have liked to see somebody dive. If anything,
that's a whole thing. That is a whole thing. Give a shout out to those folks at LAX, Los Angeles International Airport, transforming the travel experience, saving guests time. Looking forward to the People Mover train, hopefully up and running early next year. I don't know if you guys have heard, there's some really major, big events coming to the city of Los Angeles over the next few years. So, LAX will be a hub for a lot of folks getting in and out of town. So for more information, you go to flylax.com/transforminglAX. All right. So when that fly ball dropped in front of Teoscar Hernandez in the bottom,
we're getting right into it. I love it. You just want to go right to that point. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. I think, Marcus, build it out, but I think you might need to start with Greg's text from a few innings prior.
Oh,
2 innings prior.
Let's dig this up so we can
I don't even remember what I wrote
properly, because it was almost you predicting the future. There was a ball that Mookie. This is the one about the ball Mookie Betts hit, because Mookie hit a pop up to like medium deep left center field, and it got caught. And
easily caught.
Yeah,
and your response was Teo wouldn't have got to that ball that Betts just hit. So fast forward to the bottom of the ninth inning in a 3-3 ball game. And a fly ball hit to medium deep right field, and Teo Hernandez comes sprinting in and can't get to it. The ball kicks away, and by the time Alex Freeland picks it up, Ezequiel Tovar is on second base. Is it Tovar? No, it wasn't Tovar, but the hitter is on second base.
I think it was Tovar.
Was it Tovar? Okay. And then Warming, aka heating up, drove in the run. That was all she wrote. Greg, I'm sure you felt the way we all kind of felt. Once that ball dropped in, I think we sort of knew how that movie was going to end.
Yeah, there was no chance they were going to win that game at that point. There was going to be a walk-off. It was an easy walk-off for the Rockies at that point. This is a bigger overall issue that is happening here. It wasn't just the ninth inning. This happened earlier in the game too. When Yoshinobu Yamamoto had in the third inning gave up those 2 runs. Guess how that happened? A ball that landed in front of Teo that allowed, and then he threw to third base instead of throwing to second base. So he didn't keep it into a single. He allowed it to be a double. So that also then with a hit, 2 runs come around, and now the game is tied. This is a consistent thing from Teoscar Hernandez right now. He lets balls drop in front of him consistently. And it's not just because he has a hurt groin or a hurt hamstring, which everyone is saying. And granted, that does make things a little bit more tougher on him. It's also the routes that he takes. On that ball in the ninth inning, he went backwards. He went backwards to a shallow fly ball.
Which he was almost playing in the first row of the stadium anyway, from where he was.
Yeah, he was super far back, which fine if that was the way that it was set up on his card that he was supposed to be back. Fine. But then don't go backwards. Read the ball off the bat a little bit better. He takes a bad route and he's sprinting as fast as he can in. So then now Alex Freeland, who's got his back to where the ball, he's trying to follow it over his head. At that point, he sees Teo coming straight at him. He has to slow up or they crash. That ball is Teo's ball. I know people are going to say that, that was Alex Freeland's ball. No, that was Teoscar Hernandez's ball. He came a straight deadline, beeline right at it, and it drops in front of him. And this happens all the time due to bad routes. He let a ball, I forgot who it was against. Maybe it was the Cardinals. Maybe you can remind me who it was. He took a ball that landed in the first row for a home run. He went this crazy route and couldn't catch a ball that was over a short fence, and it landed in the first row. This is something, he's a bad right fielder. And I know I'm getting upset here because this has been something that's been happening all season long, and we continue to just let it happen because they won't just move him back to left field. Just move him to the left. where you can kind of hide, but right field is such an important position in baseball. You need a good fielder in right field, and Teoscar Hernandez is not it. And scene.
Let it out. Let it out. Just sort of looking at this, and after the game, Dave Roberts addressed it and just straight up said, right field defense has to get better. He said he doesn't believe it's an effort thing on Teoscar's part, but he said just flat out, it just has to be better. And to sort of underscore that, it's like advanced stats, the Jeff Spiegel nerd stats, right? Teoscar Hernandez, -8 outs above average. He is 37th out of 39 qualified right fielders. So of these 39 right fielders who qualify to rank in this stat, he is not quite last, but he can reach out and touch last. So that's where we are. Okay, but so here's the question though, right? Like we all agree Teo can't be in right field. We all want Andy Pages in right field, but Parker, then who plays center field, at least for the short term?
Okay, well, short term is hopefully more short term than we think due to just 6 guys at least going on rehab assignment, a few of those pitchers as in, Tanner Scott and Yates, but you're seeing Kim, you're seeing Tommy. It's going to be Tommy hopefully when he gets back. That's the one we want, and we're hoping it happens before September. Obviously, they haven't had set updates yet. They're just going on rehab. But I don't know what they do. The fact that Greg is this upset, I think everybody is, because it's literally no, I mean, I get it. We're not panicking, but this is a singular event. Like, I mean, not a singular event, but a singular player who has done it multiple times that has led to actual losses. I mean, there was a 99% chance of him catching that, according to StatCast. 99%. 0.6 chance of him dropping it. And that happened. That's why it's so upsetting. And also, you look at it, the rest of the defense has actually been playing really good. So you're getting these spots from Teoscar in right field that are actually leading to losses when the rest of the team is performing on the defensive end. Sure, maybe they could have put up a few more runs against the Rockies. Marcus, we've had conversations the last couple of weeks about just put the ball in play. You had a guy go out with a blister again, yet you didn't take advantage of that few bullpen guys that they went against. I don't know who's going to take over temporarily, but maybe even Call would be better on the defensive end at this point if you need to do a little IL stint for Teo. If that's what's going on, Dave said it. It's not a effort issue. Defense just has to be better. So then what is it?
Yeah.
I think what it is him. He's running with a piano on his back. It feels like half the time out in right field.
Looking like Draymond Green just jumping.
I can't imagine a piano on his back would be easy to run around with. So look, I get it. Look, and this is what the other part of the conversation. And yes, look, I'm gonna talk with passion, but I'm not like upset. Let's be honest here. But at the same time, if it is his hamstring or his groin and that's causing him to not be able to run at full speed and be a liability on the base paths and in right field, I understand we don't have a lot of guys right now, and then you need his bat in the lineup. And he did have a game where he went back-to-back games with home runs. The bat was starting to get a little bit better. He still swings out of his shoes at basically anything you throw to him. I was thinking about yesterday. I'm like, why does anybody actually put anything in the strike zone to Teo? He will swing at anything. So and by the way, he was my favorite player last year. I still love Teo. So
Teo's our guy.
Yeah, he's the guy. But if that's the problem, if that's what's happening, and I understand it's out of necessity, then give him an IL stint. I understand where we are. We're still in August. Get it so that your hamstring is right. Now, maybe what it could be is that your hamstring is not going to get better or worse with rest. If that's the case, they're going to just keep putting him out there. I totally get it, and I understand it. But it's got to be in a different position. Put Alex Call over in right field. Put Justin Justin Dean is not the guy that you want out there. I understand, but right field is such an important position. If we're going to be having the guys at the bottom with Freeland and Rushing and Call, and they're going to be playing anyway, move him to left and put somebody else in right. Somebody that can play a competent right field, because we lost this game to the Rockies because of Teo. It wasn't because of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yes, they could have scored more runs, but it wasn't because of them. They did what they were supposed to do. It was because he let balls drop in front of him consistently, and that was why they lost.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really hard to watch, and I was thinking about it last night. We came into this season thinking and saying, we said on this show that if there was a weak spot on this team, it was going to be outfield defense. We knew Teo wasn't great in right field. I don't think we anticipated him having this much of a struggle,
right?
But we knew he wasn't great in right field. We knew Conforto was average at best. I mean, at the time, I'll say this, at the time, we thought Andy Pages might be a liability. I mean, Thankfully, Pages has significantly improved his outfield defense this year. I mean, that has been a huge blessing for this team. But we knew this was going to be the weak spot on the team. It has reared its head in an incredibly ugly way as the season has gone on. I think right now, if you're Dave Roberts, you're looking around and you're trying to figure out, how do I mix and match these outfield pieces? Because at the same time, for all that we're saying about Teo's defense, they still want his bat in the lineup. You mentioned the back-to-back days with home runs, the fact that he was starting to come to life. If you take him out of the lineup and then you're replacing him with then you have an outfield with Pages, Conforto, and Call. Two of those three guys are giving you nothing offensively.
Right.
Maybe you put Justin Dean in there, but you're not going to lean on him. I mean, I'm looking at the bottom of the lineup last night, right? The bottom three, Miguel Rojas, who weirdly, I feel okay with Miguel Rojas at the plate because he seems to come through in big situations. But after that, it's Buddy Kennedy, who I always want to call him Bubba Kennedy. I don't know why. Buddy Kennedy and Dalton Rushing, right? I mean, so actually, you throw in Call, so you go Call, Rojas, Kennedy, Rushing. You're not getting anything from that part of your lineup.
And even when Freeland came in to pinch, still nothing.
He got the
hit.
He did have the RBI double yesterday, so I'll give him that. But before that, I mean, he had one hit over overall 10 games or something like that, right?
Put it this way. How long has Alex Freeland been up? That was his first extra base hit as a Dodger.
Yeah.
You're not getting anything on the bottom. So it really is paying. What's the saying? Like paying Peter to marry.
Robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's basically what you're doing. You're taking out offense for defense or defense for offense, no matter what you do in this situation. And I want to point this out. So Thomas Vizek, who is very outspoken and actually very good in the chat, says us fans have been calling out Teo defense for months, but people like Greg have said it's okay if he's hitting under 300, not at Luka level where you only care about offense with little defense. I don't think any of the three of us have actually said that. If in any sense, the only thing that any of us has said is that you have problems in left and right field. Conforto in left and Teo in right is defensive liabilities that since the beginning of the season, Teo has to be in left. He is not a right fielder. I think none of us have ever been on that train otherwise. And to this point, no matter what, he should be in left field in the playoffs. I don't care what it takes. Teo needs to be in left field because this cannot be the case in a playoff game. You're going to lose playoff games. The Yankees lost playoff games because of poor defense. Dang. That is what's happening right now. If you leave Teo in left and right, excuse me.
Could we see a situation? And I saw this last night. Somebody suggest this on social media that you get Tommy Edman back healthy, and just out of desperation, you put Mookie Betts back in right field.
Oh God, just make it happen.
Put Mookie in right field. Put Teo in left. Have Edman play shortstop.
I mean. Look, Parker, maybe you have a different thought, but that is the most important thing that could possibly happen for this team is having a Gold Glove right fielder in right field in such an important position. It's the best thing that you can possibly do, but they're not going to do. I don't have any faith whatsoever that he will. But I also thought that last year, and he ended up in right field. So very well could be wrong. I just feels like he says, I am a shortstop. I am the shortstop. I'm going to stay at shortstop. I would love for it to happen, because that makes the team just significantly better. But the Edman piece being in center field and moving Teo to left and Pages to right, that also fixes that.
Exactly. Your second option is still marginally better, but the whole Mookie conversation. I mean, Mookie, if you're listening, like Scott Kaplan always says on the afternoon show, everybody's listening. Mookie, if you decided, let me move back to right for like a playoff push, the city of LA and all of Dodgers fans would be looking like Endor in Return of the Jedi. We'd be like Ewok partying like we've never partied before. It makes so much sense. And the fact that everybody in the chat, everybody on socials understands it, it's tough to see that it probably won't happen. There's there's less of a percentage of that happening than Teo dropping that ball last night. Yet it still happened. So hey, anything's possible, Marcus.
Mr. Classic mentioned in the chat that it's not just the defense that's bad, saying the offense is the worst right now. 12 strikeouts last night. 12 strikeouts. I know that there's just this school of thought, and I've said this before, the school of thought where strikeouts aren't as bad as they used to be. I will never, ever, ever buy into that. I just don't. Like, you're not putting the ball. The whole point of the game is to put the ball in play, make something happen, force the defense to make a play. Guys make errors every once in a while. Every now and then, look, ask the Dodger pitching staff how many little check swing flare base hits have they given up? Like Luis Arias damn near won a batting title once upon a time, just hitting little half swing flares that just fell in between like the shortstop and the left fielder. So when these guys strike out 12 times in a game with men on base, not making productive outs, not driving in runs, like getting the Dalton rushing sack fly felt great early in that game because it at least was something. That to me, and I feel like that nobody addresses it, like it's never a thing that's talked about because I guess strikeouts are just cool now, but it's just that burns me more than anything else.
No, it absolutely does. You're 100% right. And I saw somebody in the chat said they had an open Mookie Betts, Dave Roberts, and Andrew Friedman had a closed door meeting. That did happen. So Houston Mitchell has it on LA Times that after the loss, after Mookie Betts met with manager Dave Roberts and Andrew Friedman, the Dodgers president of baseball, in Roberts' office. So look, maybe that was a conversation that, hey, Mookie, we're not going to win this year if you don't go back to right field. So maybe we are on that path. If that is, what other reason would you have to have a closed door meeting with Betts, Friedman, and Roberts after Teo made multiple errors over the weekend with Luis Arias, as you were just talking about, and now yesterday in a loss that they very easily and should have won? That it would change a lot of things. It puts Conforto on the bench. It puts Teo into left where he belongs. You can have Rojas at short. You can have basically anybody at short. Breland has played short. There's people that can play that position.
And the returning players, aka the two names in Edman and Kim, where are they best? It's in the infield. So if you're having that conversation with Mookie, it's like, we just have to let you know the bottom line is, if we want our best optionality, you have to be out there.
Yeah, and I know they've tried several things. Remember they tried Kim in center field, which I
mean, he's an athlete, but it's not his.
I wouldn't say it was a total disaster, but it could have been better.
Yeah.
But that's also why they tried it early in the year, where the stakes weren't quite as high, to see if he could get accustomed to it. They've tried. They'll throw Kike Hernandez out there every once in a while. The other thing that I thought about last night, Greg, is like this right here is where missing on Stephen Kwan was a big deal. The bat would have been great. A guy who is going to hit for a high average, maybe not a lot of power, but he's going to get on base. Like, that part is great. Having one more piece to bolster your outfield defense, I think, is the spot where they really should be kicking themselves for not going hard after Stephen Kwan.
No, yeah. I mean, I was very, very high on the idea of going after Stephen Kwan. I would have moved a lot of pieces from me personally would have moved a lot of pieces from their minor league system because that's important. I know he's the left fielder in Cleveland, and I don't think he's ever played anything. I'm looking it up right now, but I don't think he's played anything but left. So that doesn't actually fix it if you want Teo in the lineup. If he is going to be if you can play left field, I assume at a Gold Glove level, I'm assuming you can play right as well.
It out,
yeah, he can very easily figure it out. But yes, not going out and getting an outfielder to fix this outfield, the corner outfield positions, that's very important. We've talked about it 100 times. Going out to get your corner outfields are a massive problem, massive, and they're going to lose games in the postseason because of it. So unless Mookie goes to right and they didn't get Stephen Kwan, that it was a big, big miss on my part. And I think giving up guys deep in your minor league system, that means a guy like Josue DePaula, that means a guy like Zaire Hope, if they were asking for it, you have to do that, even though they're untouchable Sometimes when you can get a guy that's going to help you for the next couple of years, you kind of have to do it.
So Parker, the good news is the Padres lost.
Well, it should be 3 games.
It should be a 3-game lead. Here's the thing. Yes, it should be a 3-game lead, but glass half full is it's not a 1-game lead. So
love it. Love it.
Tonight, game 2 of the 4-game series, Emmett Sheehan going against Austin Gomber. Parker Austin got, so I said this yesterday, Kyle Freeland 3-12 with a 5-something ERA. And, I know he had to leave, but after those first couple innings, he was starting to lock in. Austin Gomber, 0-6, 6.75 earned run average. Do the Dodgers get more than 3 off of Gomber tonight?
So they struck out, 12 times yesterday.
Yeah.
If the total is over 10 again today, then tomorrow's episode will be a lot about the hitting, and we'll get into that. But I'm expecting a decent performance and decent output because you got to answer back after getting warmed up like that. No pun intended.
But
can I just go back to Stephen Kwan for just a second?
Please.
So we can
I believe he
finish
played
that.
all positions at Oregon State, I think. And
so he did. So in his career, he has 503 games at left field, 5 at center, and 20 in right field. In right now, the current right fielder is Daniel Schneemann, and they're saying that Schneemann is primarily a third baseman, but has also seen time in right field. So because they don't want to move him from left field for whatever reason, they're letting a guy that is strictly a third baseman play right field right now to keep Kwan in left field. So that means if you do get Kwan, he was going to stay in left. Yeah. He doesn't seem to want to play right. And that kind of takes away that. Right. I was just looking it up. Yeah. To put it on a little bow right there.
That's good. I'm thinking I thought about something in the off season. Maybe they can bring Lars Nootbaar home. Bring him home. Come on back.
Sure.
Come back to Southern California. El Segundo, USC. Come on back home.
He does have my favorite celebration in MLB. I don't know if I can do it on camera. I'm going to do it on camera. He's the salt shaker.
Oh, the salt shaker. Salt shaker.
Yeah, be careful.
As long as you explain what it is, it's fine. As long as you explain what it is, everything's fine. All right. So Dodgers hoping to bounce back tonight. Definitely a missed opportunity because, the Giants got a win yesterday. Yeah. Who knows how many more times that's going to happen over the next few days. So see if the Dodgers can come back, hopefully play a little bit angry tonight after letting one get away against Colorado. But who knows, man? Those Red Hot Rockies have won 4 in a row, so maybe this won't be
the hottest team in baseball. We need an Andy Pages home run, guys.
We do.
And
we need a road homer. Yes.
Yeah, road homer.
Absolutely.
He's breaking the record for the longest streak.
Man.
The Rockies, by the way, I think there's something like 6 of 7 that they've won also. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
it's all because of warming.
It's also because they're trying to not out White Sox the White Sox from last year. Is really what it is. Side note, like if we should call them if they're homers at home, they should be roadies if you hit them on the road.
Yes.
So it's been a while. It's been a while since Andy Pages had a roadie. So let's see if we can make that happen today. All right, that's enough whining from us for today.
Yes, definitely. Just so you know, we do have a big lineup announcement today at 5:00, and then that will impact the Blue Review, and we are going to have conversations about that tomorrow and how you guys feel about it, and we want to be open and honest with you guys. So after we announce the lineup at 5:00 with Sedano, Cap, and Morales, we will tomorrow morning at 8:30 like normal, we will talk about the changes for Blue Review and how you guys feel about it.
Yep, we will let you know, and we want your input as well, certainly. In the meantime, that'll do it for this edition of the Blue Review presented by LAX. Stick around. First pitch coming up with Travis and DeMarco and Bergman. But we appreciate you guys in the chat for participating. We appreciate LAX as well for helping us out with this. So in the meantime, for Parker Bell, for Greg Bergman, I am Marcus Grant. It's been a Blue Review. Check us out tomorrow here on the ESPN LA YouTube channel, 8:30 to 8:55. Let's try to get a win today. Let's get a dub. Go Dodgers.
Think blue.
Think blue.
See ya. Think blue.